Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. And today's video, I am reacting to your Left 4 Dead 2 hot takes. This is a video series where I give you guys a platform to voice your thoughts and opinions about the Left 4 Dead universe. And if you guys want to participate in this series for the next episode, you can either leave a hot take down below here in the comments, or you can leave it within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. The last episode that I did for this series ended up getting over 100 likes, which is just absolutely insane, and for that I want to say thank you. I would really like to keep up the momentum, and I do believe in the philosophy ask and you shall receive, so this video can get even half of that like count, like let's say 50 likes for today's video, I would be extremely grateful. But yeah guys, let's read some hot takes. Dark Carnival is overrated. Now, since this comment doesn't go any further and doesn't describe why he believes that it is overrated, I'm just going to take a couple of guesses. Number one is that you think it's possibly too hard of a campaign, because I know some steps people find annoying, like Chapter 4's panic event. Second of all, you might just end up liking underrated maps and just simply not like it just because it's a fan favorite. And number three is you just personally prefer the Left 4 Dead 1 style of maps versus the second games. Two of the main reasons why I like Dark Carnival and is my personal favorite campaign is number one, the atmosphere and setting, and number two is the difficulty. I do like the fact that Dark Carnival is reasonably difficult across all the game modes, and it's not like annoying difficult where it's like, okay, this is tedious and unfair. It's more rather like, okay, this is dependent entirely on my skill level and my skill level alone, so if it doesn't work out, it means it's my fault and not that the game is screwing me. If you would like to leave a follow-up comment, I'd really be curious to see what your reasoning was for why you think it's overrated. The silenced SMG is the best SMG overall, the military sniper rifle is the best gun in the game, and the fire axe is the best melee weapon. As for the SMG comment, I would like to say that that's fair. The silenced SMG is overall the best SMG in the entire game for a variety of different reasons, although I will say I do have a soft spot for the MP5. As for best gun, however, though, even though the military sniper rifle is very high up there, I have two responses for this one. Is number one, I feel like the best gun in terms of all-around quality is the SG, because it's kind of like a jack of all trades where it's really just solid at everything. But my personal favorite gun is the AK-47 because number one, it's badass as hell, and two, it is really strong and can one-tap pretty much any zombie. And lastly, when it comes to melee weapons, I would say that the best melee weapon from my experience is probably going to end up being the machete. I have always liked the machete and seen it that way. Not to discredit the fire axe, that still is a really good melee weapon as well. I just prefer the machete. The pump shotgun is better than the chrome shotgun. So when I was looking in my Discord, a couple of the follow-up comments, mostly what I was seeing was the debate about cosmetics and the fact that the pump shotgun does slightly more or less damage depending on which one you're referring to. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. In fact, here's a hot take of my own. I not only like the chrome shotgun, but I think it's such a good shotgun, it honestly could be a tier 2 gun. It competes pretty well against some of the other guns like the Spaz and the Auto Shotty. It's very accurate. It does a lot of damage, even in the later half of the game and against certain special infected. It's just a really good shotgun. The Last Man on Earth is the only good mutation to play. The other ones are really only fun for like one playthrough or just outright unfun to go through. If you think that the other mutations modes are not worth your time, may I suggest playing the Rayman mod mutations that you can actually get off of the Steam Workshop? I play those as a video series with on my channel, and those are quite fun. Those ones will keep you from getting bored, I promise you, because there's such a variety of different ones to pick from in their list, and it allows you to be able to make the game feel new again. When it comes to the base game, however, though, I will say this, is that there is definitely not as good of a selection within there, unlike Rayman, but there is a couple of gems. My two favorites personally are the tank mode, where it goes tank, and then tank run. They're essentially the same game mode as each other, except that one involves you playing as the tanks, and then the other one just involves you running away from AI tanks, but it's basically a game of cat and mouse. Several tanks will spawn in and chase you, and you just have to avoid them and get to the end of the campaign. Those game modes are a massive adrenaline rush, and they're stupid fun. I think the workshop mods are not keeping Left 4 Dead 2 alive, the game is just that good. Yes and no. I see what you're trying to get at, but I feel like that the answer is going to depend on who you ask and what you're trying to get out of the game. From my experience, The base game is good, but mods keep it alive for longer. So like for example, if I'm playing Left 4 Dead and I'm starting to get bored, unless I end up finding like a really fun mod to use, I'm going to move on and play a different game and have to take a break and then come back. But the mods keep me on the game for longer. It gives the game longevity. Because if you have done everything that the base game has to offer, such as myself, I have quite literally done everything for the default game at this point besides what I do for my YouTube videos, that the mods help me stay entertained and allow me to be able to feel like the game has something new to offer. Because without the mods, I'm just doing the same things over and over again, which is nice if you just simply enjoy it, but if you do it for so long, eventually it will get boring. If Left 4 Dead did not have the Steam Workshop and mod support, would it still be as popular as it is today? That's going to depend on your perspective, because for some people, they don't need mods. For example, the Xbox players don't have mods at all. They just play the base game, and that's what they play with all the time. And if you go over to the Xbox copy, there's still plenty of lobbies of people playing Left 4 Dead. So once again, it's a yes and a no. The game doesn't need mods to be as popular as it is today, but it does help, because I would like to believe that more people are playing the PC copy and using mods more often than people that are playing the Xbox copy or not using mods at all. The sacrifice cements Bill as the main character IMO. I mean, seriously, soloing 3 tanks at once? Main character shit, even if he didn't survive. I think Bill has always been the main character when it comes to Left 4 Dead. When Left 4 Dead gets used for crossover material, Bill always finds his way in that crossover somehow. He's an NPC in Payday 2. He is a playable character within Dead by Daylight. He is a cosmetic skin that you can get within Dying Light. Bill is the face of the Left 4 Dead franchise. And the sacrifice didn't need to happen to make him the guy, because if you look at the Sacrifice comic, which is just right before the events of the Sacrifice when they're going into Bill's backstory, there's a part where it shows that Bill is going under anesthesia to get medical treatment, and then the medical staff starts turning into zombies and he's fighting through the anesthesia, which is very difficult to do, and ends up killing the zombie-infected staff, retreats all the way back to his living quarters, gets all of his gear, and then starts kicking ass and killing zombies. Bill has always been that guy, the one that you don't fuck with. Only Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of NSenr are good. The mall is empty, annoying, and most stores are closed, and the color palette is boring. The gameplay is just a bunch of dark brown or white corridors. And hot take 2, the knife is the best melee weapon since it got buffed. I'm actually going to jump to the second hot take first, and then I'm going to comment on the first one. In terms of the knife, I'm glad that the knife is finally starting to get recognition, because I've always liked that melee weapon, and I'm glad people are using it more. Now for your first hot take when it comes to NSenr, I like NSenr chapters 1, 2, and 4. I really have never cared for 3. I think that 3, I do see what you're talking about with the color palette and how boring and annoying it can feel sometimes. I would like it if they did allow us to, like, for example, go into some of the stores and steal some of the loot and supplies that are in there, and maybe it triggers some sort of voice line. Maybe Rochelle has a voice line where she talks about a news story that she did once where she talked about a mall robbery, or Nick can make some sort of funny comments being like, ah, this reminds me of my first ever job. But I get why that the NSenr mall is meant to be the way it is. Valve intentionally tried to make it like the Left 4 Dead 2 version of No Mercy. Just like how it's really creepy seeing an abandoned city, seeing an abandoned mall where you're used to seeing people everywhere is a very creepy and unsettling feeling, and they were trying to probably do that for the sake of horror. But sometimes what's good for story doesn't always translate good for gameplay. But yeah, guys, that has been it here for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And once again, if you guys have a hot take of your very own that you want to have in the next episode, just leave it here within the comments down below, or also within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. And with all that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers you're ever going to see. Thanks for watching, guys. I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!